I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So it won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year, so.
So what are we to think of that? Doug Elridge, sports agent extraordinaire. Does he really, really mean it, Doug? There are so many fans out there who are saying, look, you're still one of the best quarterbacks out there, even at 45. You could keep doing this for years if you wanted to. But apparently this time he means it. Do you think he really, really means it?
Well, there can be no doubt that he is absolutely the Ponce de Leon of professional sports. Nobody in any sport has ever carried on at this level at this age. It's remarkable. It's a sad day for sports fans, even if you're not a Brady fan. But I do think this is the final chapter on the field for Tom.
I just wonder what happened between considering it and then shelving it. Obviously, there had to be ample interest on the part of a number of teams. We've heard about the Raiders and the Dolphins, even his old home, the New England Patriots, to say nothing of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it wasn't as if there weren't a lot of interested teams, but maybe I'm missing something.
Well, there's no shortage of interest, there's no shortage of options, and there's no shortage of ability. So of all the three categories that normally one door closes for you, Tom still had all of those open. But when you get to a point where you're 45, you have to remember statistically, most guys come into the league at 21, and they're out before they're 24. They're out before they're eligible for reduced car insurance. Brady lasted 20 years longer than that. And the maturation and the miles on the tires, you age in dog years after 30 in the NFL. And from 42 to 43 to 44 to now 45, it's not just the miles and the hits on the field. It's the stress and the impact off the field. And this has been a year unlike any other for Tom. Tough on the field, a lot of emotional baggage off the field. And it really is compounding interest at this point in his career. And he's stepping off an unbridled, unequivocal champion in every regard. 10 Super Bowls, 7 rings. He is unquestionably the best to ever do it.
You know what? One of the things I always think of, and you know about the money thing, that it's not as big an issue for him as it might be for others. But that the thing that had me thinking he would never quit, at least without a shot at making playoffs again and maybe another Super Bowl again, which is why some of the teams I mentioned prior had come up, that he wants to go out a winner. Not that he went out a loser. He still made, the playoffs, even with an 8-9 record for his team. But I just wonder what changed there, because that seemed to be what was driving him, another shot.
Right. Well, of all the things that he's shown on the field, he's been equally private off the field. A couple of years ago when he had that miraculous, in my opinion, the best Super Bowl ever. It was his last one in New England, that 28-3 comeback against the Falcons. He had kept it very quiet all year that his mother was battling cancer. Right. It was only divulged there right around the Super Bowl time, what he had been privately going through. And this year he kept it very, very quiet, which is why it was such a breaking news story, not just from the Page 6 gossip at the sports page, but the ticker at the bottom of Fox News that Tom Brady was going through a divorce, which is emotionally and personally about the most difficult battle that anybody can face. And so he's always kept these things very private. And I mentioned those things to say, I have a feeling that whatever was the proverbial straw that broke the back or pushed him over the edge, so to speak, he's going to keep that private as well. And look, February 1st of last year, he retired. February 1st of this year, he retired. Maybe he'll unretire. Who knows? But I have a feeling. I have a feeling with the miles on the tires, with what he went through this year on and off the field, that it's the perfect time. There is nothing left to prove. Nobody will ever break or much less meet his marks. He's the #1 in total touchdown passes, the #1 in total yards passed, 10 Super Bowl appearances, 7 wins. But in my opinion, Neil, the most impressive things that he did was #1, the 7 Super Bowl rings. That'll never be equaled in my lifetime. But secondly, what he did after 40. 6 straight seasons of 4,000 yards. And this season, he was #1 in passing attempts and completions and threw for over 4,000 yards. He was 3rd in the league on a team that was riddled with injuries and didn't have any receivers. And the offensive line looked like Swiss cheese. This guy has nothing to prove. And he's transitioning, clutch and accelerator. We talked about the dollars. He made $512 million on the field while consistently taking a hometown discount for his 20 years in New England, which contributed to 6 of those championships because he always left money on the table for more players. $512 million on the field. He's due for $375 million through his broadcasting agreement, a purported 10-year deal with Fox. He will be yet another billion-dollar athlete in the near future. Remarkable businessman, remarkable athlete, and a wonderful father. And that's, I think, the biggest feather in his cap.
Well, an inspiring individual, to put it mildly, as are you, Doug. Thank you very much. Doug Elridge, sports agent extraordinaire.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.